I'm Gaozong, and I have a virtual interview tomorrow with a hiring manager for an operations coordinator role. This past week, I've been preparing by researching the company, my interviewer, and also practicing the most common questions like, tell me about yourself, or describe a time when you had to use leadership to solve a problem using the PAR framework. Today, I'm making a plan for how I'm going to set up my interview space, how I'm going to ensure that my professionalism will be at 100%, and we'll be practicing some interview questions. Come along with me as I prepare. For my interview, I'll be taking the call from my bedroom at my desk. Luckily, there is a blank wall behind my desk, so there'll be nothing distracting in the background. My Wi-Fi at home is pretty strong, so I should have a constant connection while on the call. If this were a phone interview though, I would probably take the call from my parents' bedroom because my phone signal is stronger on that side of the house. If you can't take your virtual interview from home, try checking out your local library or community center, or even a quiet cafe nearby. You can also check with your university's career center to see if you can use one of their conference rooms, as long as you'll have strong Wi-Fi and no interruptions. In the past, when I did this, I told my interviewer, hey, I'm actually taking this interview from a coffee shop. Please let me know if you have any trouble hearing me. I really appreciate your understanding. And they were very understanding, and it worked out. I'm also going to check that I can easily log into Zoom on my laptop and make sure that my headphones are working. Lastly, I'm going to check that I can turn off my notifications on my laptop during that time so that the noises do not distract me during the interview. Next, I want to showcase my professional self. To do that, I need to 1. Update my Zoom name, and 2. Pick out a professional outfit to wear. My Zoom name is currently set to GZ, which is my nickname, so I'm going to update it to Gaozong Bang, the name I used to apply for this job. Also, even though this is a virtual interview, I want to dress to impress. I picked out this turtleneck top and comfy white pants. Together, this outfit makes me feel really confident, and I'm hoping that that will come across in my interview. If this were a phone interview, I would probably do the same. The last thing I'll do today is to practice answering questions. Usually, I will practice by myself or ask a friend or family member to ask me questions. However, today I'll be using the mock interview tool created by Google called Interview Warmup. This is a website that allows you to practice general questions as well as questions related to some tech industries. This was super helpful for me because I get to practice answering questions facing my laptop, like how I would during my virtual interview, and it gives me some helpful feedback to improve my responses. If you want to use Interview Warmup, you can go to this link here and select General Interview Questions. It's about 30 minutes before the interview and I'm nervous. I have my resume and cover letter pulled up along with the questions that I want to ask during the interview. Plus I have my notebook and pen to take down any notes. I've turned off the notifications on my laptop and my phone to make sure that I don't get distracted. Plus, I plan to log into the Zoom link about 15 minutes early so that I can double check the link works for me. So I'm gonna take a deep breath, and here we go. Hello, I'm Gaozong.
Hey, I'm Michelle. I'm excited to chat with you today.
Me too. I hope you've had a great day so far.
Yeah, I have. I'll start by introducing myself and we can go from there.
Sounds good.
As I said, my name is Michelle and I'm the manager of operations. I'd love to hear more about you. Can you tell me about yourself?
Of course. I am a current senior majoring in communications at Rutgers Newark University. During my undergrad, I've been able to work at various organizations, from being the shift manager at Starbucks, developing employee sustainability processes, to being the operations intern at our career center last year. Through these experiences, I've realized that I really enjoy owning the operational processes for any project that I'm working on and improving on these processes. I love having a bird's eye view of all the moving pieces and being able to ensure that all the details are in place so that whatever team I'm working on is successful. For this reason, I am really interested in becoming the operations coordinator at your organization.
That's really exciting to hear. Sounds like you have a lot of experience wearing many different hats. Can you tell me about a time when you had to learn a new skill? How did you approach the learning process?
Yeah, sure. When I was the operations intern at the Career Center, I was tasked to create a tracker for our career fair inventory. Up until then, each career counselor had their own inventory, which made it hard to know when we would need to reorder materials or who we could borrow from. This would be my first time creating a tracker, so I had to learn how to create an effective tracker using Google Sheets. I started out by looking at existing trackers we had in the office for our office equipment, and I noticed that each row had an assigned owner, location, and quantity. I also looked at inventory trackers online, and from a few examples, I was able to determine what data I needed to put in the tracker and how I should show that data. Based on my learnings, I was able to create a tracker in Google Sheets and share this draft out to the career counselors who then gave me feedback. Based on their feedback, I was able to update my tracker and even created a document that described how to use it so that new career counselors who were just joining could easily onboard to the tracker. Now there is a centralized place for all the career counselors to go and understand what kind of material is available, how they can borrow that material or use it, and to inform whoever is in charge what needs to get reordered. I'm really proud of the tracker that I created, and I'm glad that it is useful to our team.
It sounds like the work you put into
This is just a glimpse of what a phone or virtual interview could look like. I felt like I aced the interview because I exhibited confidence throughout the conversation due to my preparation. I set up my environment in a way that I would not get distracted or cause me to be stressed, and I made sure that my tech worked properly ahead of time. I also prepared and practiced my answers. Specifically for the tell me about yourself question, I made sure to mention what brings me to the industry, including my relevant experiences, my skills and abilities, and also why I'm interested in this role. For the other questions, I answered using the PAR framework, problem, action, result, to describe a scenario so that the interviewer would know my process and the impact of my actions. And finally, I think I made a good impression because during the interview, I was listening attentively, I communicated intentionally, and I appeared professional. Remember, it's not about faking it, it's about letting your authentic professional you shine through. I hope this was helpful, and hopefully I hear back from Michelle soon. Bye!